Good morning, Shane.
Buenos dias, mi amiga.
How are you?
Man, I'm doing my best to be my best. How
I
you doing?
know, right? I'm gonna start doing that too. Is that a
Hey, you
new
gotta
hat?
speak it into existence. Nah, this is one of many. Shout out to the Astros. They're doing their thing in the ALCS. They lost last
Oh,
night in the first game of the ALCS, but
the
everyone thought they were
Braves.
for dead. And
Oh,
the Houston Astros has come back, and
is that your team?
they are
One of
one
your
of my
teams?
teams. I fuck with them and the Atlanta Braves are the two teams that I really kind of
Okay.
fuck
And
with.
the Braves lost last week. I was very sad to the Phillies. So, oh, Beanie doesn't like it either. Did you hear him?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Bean had to get it in.
He's barking at somebody downstairs. Um, and speaking of Philadelphia, the Eagles lost to the Jets.
Random as fuck.
I mean, how? And then San Francisco, who did San Fran lose to? Because they were
They
undefeated
lost to
too.
the Browns.
To the Browns.
Yesterday,
Okay.
I think yesterday was the most random football day because I think a lot of teams did what humans tend to do. You see somebody across the way and you think, oh well, they're hurt. They're not really that good, so we can take it easy today because there's no
Oh.
reason Eagles should have lost to Jets, and there's no reason San Francisco should have lost to the Browns,
Or even
especially
let's start
because
on
the Browns
Friday. Yeah, go.
Browns didn't have their starting quarterback Deshaun Watson. He's been out, so they had
Yeah,
a
my
backup
mom asked
quarterback
about
in the
that.
game or whatever. So it's like, yeah, sleeper games. Sleeper games will get you. Niggas in Vegas probably really upset. Folks lost
Um,
money yesterday. Folks, them pockets got
Starting
touched
with
yesterday.
Friday because Colorado lost to who they lose to?
Sanford, after being up by fucking 29-0 at halftime, they couldn't
Yeah.
stop them fucks for nothing in the second half. Shit was
They
crazy.
could not. My husband turned it on before he went to bed. I was like, "Thanks a lot." So of course I started watching it. And I was when I finally went to sleep, maybe to like 12 minutes left, which is a long time. Apparently it was double overtime.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, bro. Could not, because I'm like, there's no way. There ain't no
My,
way they about to
oh
lose this
my
game. This
gosh.
got to get, there ain't no way they gonna blow 29-0. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
they did
know.
though.
Oh gosh.
They
Yeah, that
did though.
was
Folks lost
pain.
money. Folks lost money all weekend long. It's been a
Mhm.
bad bet weekend for everybody.
Yep. Okay, before we get into it, because the last 2 weeks I forgot who are
I
we,
thought you was about to forget
Shane?
again.
No,
I,
I
I
was.
was like, look
I
at her. I was
was.
like, look at her. She about to forget again.
Ugh, I
Who
got
are we?
one job. I have one job to do. One job.
That's funny. No, so who are we? Are two seasoned, uncensored corporate veterans who are here to pass along the wisdom we receive from lessons learned, from mistakes made, in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that we did. But if you do, if the sudden urge gets inside of you and you decide you want to fuck up,
Don't do
hopefully
it.
you can just
Gosh.
not do it, or at least laugh while you're doing it, right? Because
You
it's a
know
choice.
you know they say life is short, but life is long if you make the wrong decision.
Oh, life is very long. This whole life is short shit is something that
Yeah.
is
Oh,
not true
speaking
at
of
all.
that, so I know this isn't part of it, but I have to remember I have this thing saved here. My husband sent me a text the other day and he came upstairs giggling. He was just giggling the other day. Saturday, I think it was Saturday night. And I'll say, "Hey, what's funny?" And he won't tell me.
Y'all are funny.
Yeah. So he said something, but he just texted me the article. It's from the New York Post, and it says,
Hmm.
"We'll be living and working to 120, and it will start within a decade," says Doctor to the Stars. So
No,
basically, they are coming up with ways to, I guess, is it harvest ourselves? I'm not really sure, but I don't want to live and work to
shit.
120.
First of all,
Definitely not
no.
work.
First of all, oh my gosh, you should have did this story before we talked about one of our lead up stories, because
Uh,
this would have been a great transition as to, can we really live
And that's what I said to my husband. So
until
we'll
that
table
time?
it. So we'll table it then because that's what I said to my husband based on the other stuff. And he was
Yeah,
like, "No, this is
exactly.
okay." All right, so let's do that then. All right, so what's in the news today? It's
Shit, what's the news? Let me
yeah, what's
see.
it? Well, other than bad news.
Other than bad news, well, shit, I was about to talk about bad news some more. Yeah, Jada Pinkett in her memoir book tour that she's doing, and she's lit. Jada Pinkett has went from being somebody that we all was like, oh, her and Willa, the chill couple we want to hang out with, to being
But
like, yo, that bitch is toxic and we can't fuck with her. Like
no.
Jada
Did you read his
is,
book?
yeah, I actually shout out to my
Oh,
wife
you did.
who got me an autographed copy of Will Smith's book
Oh, how did
for
she
my
do that?
birthday. I don't know. I don't ask
Oh,
questions.
I
I just
know, right?
appreciate the gifts.
See, right.
One
I know.
autographed copy of the book. That's what's up, man. But no, she's just out here continually dragging up Tupac's name, talking about her and Will been separated for 7 years,
Hey,
talking
well,
about
they said it on the Red Table. I know you probably didn't watch Red Table.
Oh, no, I watch Red Table heavy because I fuck with Jada, and, by osmosis of my obsession with Will Smith, I,
Oh,
really love
okay.
the
Oh,
Smith family.
yeah,
So,
so
I
you
watch Red
you rock
Table.
hard.
Yeah, me and my wife, we watch Red Table heavy, and then,
Okay.
but yeah, so, I don't like the way she's treating Will. The internet doesn't like the way she's treating Will.
Well,
So
but what you can't see is how she was treated. How hurt first you're hurt and then you're mad
but when though? Like, you can't go out
for
here
years and
you
years.
can't go do from what? From what?
And maybe
What'd he
that's none of your
do?
business. I guess she doesn't have to tell what he
Then
did.
nothing else is none of our business either because, like, you can't be out here
But they started it
talking
on
about
Red
how much
Table
you in
talking
love.
about
No,
how they had a difference of what marriage was, and, like, it
that's not
was
how it started.
clear.
No, 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 no. See, me and my wife, we talked about this weekend. In fact, we got into a little
Okay.
bit of a fight over it this weekend.
Okay.
It did not start like some random moment in red. It started because she was
I'm not
sloppy with her side piece. We all knew
mm-mm.
that they were in
That's
open
not when it
marriage.
started. Mm-mm.
Yes, it
Nope.
was.
It was
August
started with her
Alsina got out.
40th birthday. It
August
started with her
Alsina was
birthday
talking.
party. It
Listen,
started with her birthday, with
her
him
birthday, with him being extravagant for her birthday and her not
and
wanting all that stuff, and she
not
saying
listening to her.
that he
It's
was doing that for
years
her. Right.
years
But
of him not listening to her, not listening, of having this idea of how their relationship should be, how big it should be, and her wanting something different.
God forbid you got a man who likes to be
Well,
extravagant
it
for
wasn't
you.
for her.
Oh,
It wasn't for her. She said it wasn't for her. It was
no,
for
she
him.
said
It was
that
for
because
Will Smith.
that's what toxic people do. You know what I mean?
No, I gotta.
They
You
make
making
other
me.
people feel
You're making me.
like their good gestures are wrong. So
You're making me take her side, and I don't want to. I
her
don't want to.
abuse is the fact that she was treated extravagantly for years and years and years.
Okay,
God
we're
bless
gonna
abuse
agree.
me that way.
No,
God,
because no,
somebody
you're just
abuse
talking
me
as
that
from
way.
the patriarch. You're talking
I'm
from
not talking,
no.
ain't no patriarchy. Yo, this man has catered to her.
No, he
Catered to
hasn't
her.
catered to
Oh
her
my
because
gosh.
people
Who
that
was he
cater
catering to?
listen.
Who was he catering to?
If I say I want a little low key thing for my birthday, and you throw me a big old surprise party, then were you listening to me and doing what I wanted you doing? You're being Big Willie style. He's being Big Willie, and I'm
Making
sure there's a
sure
million other. And it's none of our business. I didn't read the book. I didn't read his book because I'm like, you know what? It's none of our business.
it shouldn't be none of our business, but she's making it our business by talking about it every fucking day. She's
Okay.
making it our business.
I know she's
And what
on
did Will,
Kelly and
and-
Ryan this morning. I didn't get a chance to
exactly? And
watch
what
it.
did Will do? We'll put up one simple post: him on boat sleeping, saying notifications off.
Well, he
That's
wrote her a letter too. Did you see where he wrote her a note? He wrote her a note. What was
I didn't see
she was getting interviewed,
Oh, her
and the
talking about
person
something on the phone. Okay.
read the note that was from Will. He
What the
said,
note?
"Had I
What the note
known
say?
30 years ago, had I known what I know now, I would have gave you more hugs." And then he goes on to say some other stuff, and he was like, take your rest or something. Get your rest, take your rest, and have a glass of Cabernet or whatever." And she's like, "I can't drink Cabernet," because she's an alcoholic. So I don't know. I don't know. I still like them. I don't. I didn't read either one. I won't read either one of their books. Marriage is hard, and it's hard when other people are speculating about you and saying things and think they see things and know things about you. So I don't want to be cliche.
I'm just saying she needs to stop talking about it so much.
Well,
My wife
she's
was
trying to
like,
sell
"Well,
books.
she's trying to
Clearly,
sell
she's selling
books,"
books. Yeah,
but so did Will. I didn't. Will wrote a whole fucking book. You didn't see
and you
him
don't have
going.
any problem.
You didn't see him going around
Well, he
talking about
didn't
how
go
shitty
around
his wife
because
was. You didn't see
mm,
him going around talking about how much he loved other women and that they're the love of his life and she's not. You didn't see him going around talking about how she is just not everything that he wanted in a wife. No, Jada's it's the fact that
maybe he shouldn't have married
is
her. How about that?
it's the fact that she is disparaging her feelings for him in public to sell the book. It's not the fact that they were separated because everybody separates. Everybody.
Well, she
Shit,
has
Michelle Obama got on TV and said that she hated Barack for 10 years. Like
yes,
marriage goes through shit, but it's
right,
the fact
and
that
it was because he was traveling.
right,
So
and he was a workaholic. I mean, he was trying to be
yeah,
fucking president of the United States,
right.
but it's the fact that Jada is disparaging the feelings
Because
within
she
their
has no
marriage
power over Will. That's the only power she has.
is her feelings, but that's fine. I'm not knocking that. What I'm knocking is her need to shit on him in public.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
the
right.
problem.
I
Like
will.
over and over again, this amplification of Tupac and this like humiliation of Will. That's the
Okay.
issue here. Like you can have marriage, you can have issues, you can have an
Mhm.
open marriage. You guys can have side things, do all those things. No
Mhm.
one really cares. Do your thing. But why do you need to humiliate him in public? Why do you? Because he's never humiliated you in public. No matter what, no matter how extravagant, he may not be listening to you. He may throw you big parties. I even heard her say that the house that they have is his compound. That's not what she wanted. She didn't want this big compound and all
Right.
these acres and
They're
all this.
two. They were two different.
They're,
They're two different people.
and that's fine. I
Mhm.
get that. But don't humiliate him
I don't think he's
over and
humiliated.
over.
I
I
don't think he's
promise you.
humiliated.
So last week on Jada's birthday, Will put up a post about how much he loved
We
her.
were spending how many minutes on them? Go
It's
ahead.
almost been 8 minutes. He put up a
Okay.
post about how much she loved her. And
Okay.
then she responded by putting up a post about Tupac.
Maybe she doesn't believe that he loves her then.
Oh, well, look, wow. Well, there's an
Is
aspect.
that a break?
Maybe
Is that a breakthrough? Is that what they
not for
call?
me,
Not for
but
you. I'm just saying, is that what you call a breakthrough?
maybe she don't. Maybe she needs to admit that she doesn't love him
And
because
yeah,
everything
and
feels like you don't love him. It
well, no, I
feels
didn't
like
say
you
she
don't
doesn't
love.
love him. Maybe she doesn't think he loves her.
No, I said maybe she don't admit she don't love
See,
him.
you always twisting it. That's I mean, maybe she thinks it's bullshit. That's why she's saying what she's saying. Because he's playing for the camera. Oh, I love you so much. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Now, see, now you're making me swear. She's like, get the fuck out of here. That ain't your actions at home or
Your
wherever
actions at
don't.
home of buying me this
So
lavish compound,
what?
this
Tommy
actions at home
Mottola.
of showing me this big
Ask
ass.
Mariah what it was like living with Tommy Mottola.
He was controlling. Jada was free to do what she wanted. Jada literally had her
Ah,
boyfriend in the house.
enough.
She had
Enough
her boyfriend in the house.
time.
How controlling
I'm
is
hitting
Will
time.
when you was letting he was letting you fuck your young boy
Hey,
in the
hey, hey,
giant
watch your
house
language.
that I know you just said fuck twice.
Because you say fuck all the time. Fuck, fuck, fuck. You say,
Tell
I
me to
mean,
watch
I know
my
you
language.
count my two fucks when you said fuck about
How
10 times.
how is he controlling when he was letting you
You don't
ding a
know,
ling
Shane, because you're
ling?
not there.
We can just simply go off what she's told
You're
us
not
and what
there.
August
So,
Alsina has told us
well,
and what
that
Will has told us, and they have all confirmed that her and August had a relationship for many years, and he allowed it to happen
many
in his
years.
house. Yeah, it wasn't nothing short.
What about all his co-stars that he allegedly
That's fine. That's their
got with?
relationship. That's what I'm saying is
Okay.
like that's their relationship. It was open. They were free to do it. So he wasn't controlling. The only reason I said that is because you referenced Mariah Carey. And she was in a controlling relationship. He was controlling her. Will ain't controlling Jada.
You don't
Jada
know.
can run
You
these streets.
don't know.
How am
Shane,
I
you don't know
controlling if
because
you
you're
can
not
suck whatever
there.
dick you want?
Hey, hey, hey. My mother's listening.
How you think
Maybe.
you got
Wait a minute.
how many
Maybe she's
siblings do you
listening.
have? How many
Maybe.
siblings do you have?
Hey, hey, hey,
Exactly.
hey. My mother is Virgin Mary.
Your mother know how to keep a man and have
Hey, you
kids.
watch it. I will kick your ass over my mother. Don't talk about my mama.
Am I talking about you? You
Hey,
talking about your
hey,
mama?
I'm not. She's right. She's
You
listening.
talking about your mama? I'm saying
Okay.
yo, shout out to
You
mama,
wash
mama
your mouth
first.
out with some Ivory. I'm gonna
Shout out to
10
mama
pack of
first.
Ivory soap. Or Dove. What kind of soap
Let
do
your
you use?
daughter know. Her and her siblings didn't get here by osmosis.
Hey, hey. You don't watch your mouth. Anyway, stop it.
Fine,
Okay.
whatever.
Say your last piece about those
That's it.
motherfuckers
That
in
was our
here.
Will and Jada
Okay.
moment.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Because
it.
I'm
That
they got too much of our time. All that money they have and that bullshit. Work it out. Work it out.
or stop
Live on
talking about it. We don't even
yeah.
care.
Yeah,
Just
nobody
stop
cares.
talking about it.
We wish you all the
Stop
best.
talking about it. That's
All
all.
the best.
Do you
So,
think?
thoughts and prayers. Okay. So,
T and P. I like that. We'll say T and P. T and P then.
all right, so now I have this I have two things. Now I can't find it cuz I went to this other thing. All right, I can do this. I can hold on. It's all right. So it's the 100th anniversary, or tomorrow is the 100th anniversary of Disney being founded. Shane has nothing to say. He's going to keep his mouth closed. So in October 16th, 1923, it was founded. Let's see. Be quiet, Shane. Here's some fun facts. Let's
Censorship on my own podcast. That's
let's find some fun facts. Pocahontas is the only Disney princess based on real life person. All right.
Who's Pocahontas based on?
Okay. Pocahontas is a real person. Hey, we're not a history lesson.
I'm just asking questions.
I'm not I'm not getting into
I'm
all
just
that.
kidding.
It's not a history lesson.
So it was based on a
Uh,
real person? Is
that's what
that
they
what
said.
happened?
That's what
Oh,
it says
cool.
here. Okay.
So she fell in love
There
with
wasn't
someone,
no, I didn't say
and
the
they traveled the
story.
world
I
together?
did not say the story was accurate, but she was a real person.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
So they,
I'm
like,
sure
they
she
just
was
took the
captured and
person.
they took her off and they yeah,
What? She was
again,
captured
again,
and
the
taken off? That sounds like kidnapping. Is
issue
that right?
yeah, yeah, okay.
Oh, wow. Is that what happened in the Disney story?
No, that was
No?
not what happened
Oh,
in Disney Story. They made it nice. I've never
they
seen the movie,
did. They
so
made it nice. Oh, wow.
well, a lot of things are made nice.
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
What's wrong with Thanksgiving?
What's the history of Thanksgiving? Were they sitting around singing okay, you are I don't know what you're doing here. I don't like it.
I'm just
Anyway,
asking questions.
the original Disney logo showed a profile of its mascot, Mickey Mouse.
Mhm,
Okay, that's a fun
mhm.
fact. Disney World is one of the most photographed locations in the United States. I don't understand this one. Oh, a hyena researcher once sued Disney
Oh, wow.
because of the way they depicted hyenas in The Lion King.
Is that right? Interesting. I
Shut
wonder if
up.
everyone else has ever thought about suing Disney for bad depictions
Yes,
of
they gave
characters.
hyenas a bad reputation. Okay, you're making my head hurt. Let's
Disney has
see.
done a great job of portraying the patriarchal white man as a hero. Shout out to Disney for that. They always, always make sure that the patriarch is
Didn't
held in
you
high
say
esteem.
didn't you say that you
That
were gonna refrain from
what?
speaking?
I am
You
only
just said
speaking
you were gonna
positive.
refrain from speaking.
I'm only speaking positivity.
But didn't you say that? Huh?
Okay.
Um, oh, I have a fun fact. A woman I used to work with years ago, her dad was and he was what was he? He was in not an orchestra. Is it an orchestra?
Where they
Yeah,
play instruments. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but he played like he was a classical. It wasn't piano. Maybe it was like I don't know. He played some classical instrument, and he played on the music for Fantasia.
Oh,
I
that's
think he played. I think he because Jackson played the cello. I think he played the cello, if I'm not mistaken. Susan Hart, her dad. Um. Oh, some of these aren't. I know that Disney World opened in 1971 because I went the year it opened.
mhm.
So anyway, happy birthday, Mickey. Okay.
Happy
What else do
birthday.
you have to say? Happy birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Mickey. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Happy birthday.
it's just word on the street.
Can't stand you. What's the word
What?
on the
I'm just
street?
saying, it's not me. It's Disney
What's the word on the street?
that Mickey and Minnie are divorcing.
Because what? Somebody sleeping with what? The duck
Nah,
or
I- it
what?
what Disney said, Disney reported that
Mickey and Minnie are divorcing. I need my
Mickey
other
would no
phone.
longer be an official Disney mascot. Mascot. Excuse me. Um,
Mickey?
yeah, Mickey's out of here.
Oh, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand you. So why won't he be mascot anymore?
Hey, just sources close to Disney.
What? He did
Unless
something
it
wrong?
might be, I heard that Daisy Duck is kind of coming in the mix or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Daisy sliding in the piece or whatever. So
Oh my Goofy. So Goofy's gunning for him. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. No, here's something. Who is your because I know you were a child once. Okay. You weren't born this 6'4" cynical person.
realist.
Cynical.
Some people call it cynical. Some people call it
Um,
realism.
who was your favorite Disney character?
Simba.
Simba. Oh yeah, because you're a 90s kid, right? Yeah,
No,
you're
I'm not
90s.
90s kid, but I'm still Simba.
You were a
But no,
90s kid. You were a
I
teenager in
was,
the 90s, weren't you?
yeah, but I was born in the 80s. I was born in the early 80s.
Yeah, so Simba
So
as
I
so
grew up
then
in the 80s.
okay.
But still, without a doubt, Lion King is my top two movie of all time. So there's I will always fuck with original Simba. Not I'm
Okay.
talking about uh
With the little kid.
yeah, JTT Simba, not you know, not this new ass Simba in this last. iteration of The Lion King.
The one with Beyonce in it?
Yeah, we dare not speak of that
Oh.
gross
I
misjustice.
went to go see it.
I mean, I went to go see it too. In fact, we had a whole birthday party themed around
I
it. But
didn't go with a kid. My girlfriend and I went.
I was tempted not to go with kids. But I mean, just saying, Jason Weaver, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, they helped create the perfect character, and Simba is the perfect character. So, Simba will always be my favorite character. Mufasa is coming in second, close second to
'Cause you're a sick
yeah,
man.
I'm just saying. Who's your favorite Disney character?
Tinkerbell.
Oh.
Because a lot older than you, but on Sundays, they would have the Disney movie. They'd show
Mm-hmm.
the castle, and Tinkerbell would
And Tim
go
would
like
come and do
this.
that
Yeah,
thing on top of the
"Ding,"
movie.
and it would
Yeah,
light up. And
exactly.
I loved that when I was a kid, and I just thought of that just now, like, when I was after I asked you who was your favorite character, I was like, "Who was mine?" I was like, "Tinkerbell." Like, she was awesome, so
What's your
tiny.
favorite Disney movie?
You know what? I don't know, 'cause I don't think I've watched a lot of Disney movies.
So you like
Um,
Tinkerbell, but not Peter Pan?
no, I didn't like Peter Pan because he was played by a girl. Whenever you know what I mean?
Whenever
Not
they did the live action joint?
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
found that weird as a kid, and not no shade, but I just always found it weird. Like, if there's little boys they could get to play, I don't know, I thought it was weird, especially a grown woman playing Tinkerbell. I mean, playing,
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, I always found very odd.
You know what I
But,
found odd?
I love Tarzan. I like
Um,
Tarzan. I like with the bears. Was the I mean, I like a lot of Disney movies. I have a daughter named Ariel, but I have never seen The Little Mermaid.
Shout out to Little Mermaid. Love that movie.
I mean, I've been on the ride, but I've never seen it. And yeah. So anyway,
So, have you heard the theory that
can't stand you.
that Peter Pan is actually the bad guy in the
God.
movie?
Oh, because
He's kidnapping children from their beds. And Captain Hook is actually just trying to stop this fucker from kidnapping kids and taking them off to the Pedo Island or whatever, right?
I've
Uh,
heard that. I
yeah.
can't stand you right now.
Tinkerbell is like, a druggist who is,
Is she
yeah,
Ghislaine in the story?
yeah, basically like she's drugging the kids and Peter Pan's coming snatching them away. And Captain Hook is just like, yo, I'm just trying to stop this kid's kidnapping ass pedo. And
I
y'all
haven't
over here
seen it.
coming at me.
I didn't even remember the story Peter Pan. I was probably single digits the last time I watched Peter Pan.
Hmm.
So, but I have heard that. Um, I don't. That's an interesting twist.
It's an interesting twist.
It's an interesting twist.
It's an interesting
I
twist.
know that my younger cousin CJ, when we went to Disneyland Paris, he kept before we went. I think he was like, let's see, his sister was 5, so he was probably like 4, 3 or 4, and the Sean was probably 2 or something. And he said, "When I see Captain Hook, I'm gonna punch him and kick him and punch him." And I was like, "Oh God, please don't let us get put in a Parisian jail because this child accosts Captain Hook." And in Paris, obviously, in, in Europe, in the summer, it stays light till like
Mm,
11:30, something crazy like that. So that's when they have the parade at the end of the night. And I was going to be plenty bright. He'll probably see Captain Hook. And they actually did go on the ship, and I just made sure I was on the other side of the park. And so, but he did not see him, and he did not punch him and kick him and punch him. So,
damn.
and that little boy just celebrated his first anniversary on Saturday.
Anniversary of what?
Wedding.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm
No,
so
you just in the
old.
beginning. You haven't
I'm
even
so
figured out
old.
anything yet.
Don't do it. Don't
You still think marriage is
do
easy and fun.
it.
Well, you got a lot
Oh
to learn.
gosh. No, I think the day after you get married, the veil comes. Like, you take the mask off. Like,
No,
aha.
it's still cute in the beginning because you're still moving in.
Well, I had a kid,
You
so
unpacking
it
all
was
the
just
wedding
a
gifts.
nah.
That
I
first
didn't
year
have
is
that
so cute.
experience because I
Yeah,
already
we didn't
lived
have
with
that
my
either.
husband. We already lived together, and we had a
Shacking up.
kid. Yeah,
Mm.
so it was
Yeah, we didn't either. We got married senior year in college, so we jumped right into this shit.
yeah.
We
I
never had
would
that free time.
suggest that people do it the other way. Do it the
If
other way.
I don't know, because if you can make it through the whole thing, by the time you get in your 40s and 50s, your kids are gone. So then you can just kind of like
My
be
kids are home.
grown. Your kids are home. You literally are in the home stretch. You've come around the track and you're in the home stretch of all your kids being gone. Like you have a couple more years, and then you're empty nesting.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, you out the park. Yeah, mid 50s, you at the
And is
park.
that good? I mean, I like my kids, so is that good?
I mean, it's good for you. Well, it depends. Like I said, if you survive it, if you survive having kids, and you
Mhm.
survive, like your marriage survives kids and everything that comes along with kids and marriage, then by the time you get into your late 40s, 50s, you and your spouse can just hang out with each other and get to know each other again and date. And now you have money and you have passports and you can go and travel the world and still be young enough to enjoy it and be financially stable enough to really enjoy it, as opposed to living in hostels and shit when you're in your 20s traveling the world. You know what I mean? So if you can make it, late life
Yeah,
with
I
a
mean, we
spouse is
had
good.
but we were young and we had I mean, we traveled and we had money. So,
Oh, shout out to Trish having all that
um,
moolah.
I'm not saying that. Because we were in our 30s. Like, you guys were young. We were in our oh, he wasn't. He was yeah, he was in his 30s, but
Yeah,
early
you're
30s.
right. It's a different
Early
kind of young. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, when I said we were
yeah.
young, my wife was
You were
19. I was
young,
20,
right. You guys were
21.
like my parents, like, my mom was 18, 19 when she had me. She got married at 8 she said they made her get married. So funny. She got married in a black jumpsuit.
Mom was like, I ain't even trying to fuck with this dude, but
She did not wanna
you
get
know what I mean?
married.
But
She
fuck
did
it.
not
Whatever.
she didn't wanna get married.
Whatever.
Yeah, she didn't wanna get married. Now that this is to my dad, my biological father, because I have 2 fathers, so and he died when he was 34 and I was 11. So anyway, she did not wanna get married. He was a long-term boyfriend. She got pregnant. She said they made her get married,
Mom
and
was like, I'm a city girl. I'm not trying to be out
she
here
got
locked down.
divorced when my sister was a baby. So, anywho, all right. Oh, gosh. So, I guess they call this the Skittle law in California. So we're going to unwrap the California food additives ban.
Shout out to California.
California, that's what I was going to say. I mean, California love, okay? They
California is the adult in the room. They're
yes.
always making the decisions that adults know
Yeah,
need to
the
be made.
hard choice, like
Yeah,
we don't let the kids. They're not letting the kid inmates run the prison.
yeah.
I mean,
California's like, look, let's be honest. Let's make let's.
no, let's be honest. California is a country. They're no longer a state.
They've been doing their own thing for a while, and they don't give a
Yeah,
fuck what everybody else is
yeah,
doing.
they're a
I'm in
country.
Colorado.
California's
Shout out to
yeah,
Colorado too.
they're a country. So um so yeah, so this well, you want to say the three was it? I think there's three of them total. Hold on. Oh no, there's a bunch. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a long list.
So they're banning red dye number 3, brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, and propylparaben from being manufactured, sold, or distributed in the state because they can be harmful. But the FDA says the move could disrupt the food supply and create higher prices because
You
they have to
know,
put real stuff in your food. Boo hoo.
and California is not somehow innovative in this. California is literally trying to drag the US to catch up with the rest of the world
Right.
because the rest of the world has already been on this tip. In fact, um, here's your top 8 American foods
Do
that
these
are
have red dye? Because I'm going to talk about the
banned.
others.
Yeah, these foods are banned in other countries, right?
Tell me the
And
ones with red dye.
well, of course, you have Skittles
Yeah.
is banned. You also
Hmm.
have let me see, it's not really red dye, but it's just Skittles are on with red dye, but the same ingredients can be found in some of these foods. Like
Okay.
you have instant stuffing and mashed potatoes, right? And they have BHA in it. So
Okay.
you highlighted hydroxysol, hydroxyensol,
What's that? What's that
BH,
in?
BHA, BHT.
What's that in?
They're preservatives that are
Okay.
found in like stovetop stuffing and any sort of
Oh,
like
damn. Not going to make my stuffing from scratch this year.
anything goes for any sort of instant mashed potatoes. They usually put BHA in them to stop them from spoiling on the shelf or whatever.
Why?
And so
Oh.
countries like UK, Japan, and many European nations have banned it. Skittles as a candy as a whole is banned in other countries because
Okay.
they have banned yellow 5, yellow 6, red dye.
Mhm.
But all these things are found in Skittles. And studies have shown that especially yellow 6 have linked for tumors in the testes and adrenal glands and whatnot. So Those are banned. Number three, Twinkies and Little Debbie Swiss rolls.
I used to love Twinkies when I was a kid.
Right? Because they both,
And Ho-Hos.
even though they don't look it, both Twinkies and Little Debbie Swiss rolls have yellow dye number 5 and red dye 40. And so those are basically horrible for infants and young children who they are literally marketed for.
Right.
So countries like Austria, Finland, Norway have banned Twinkies completely. Like, you can't even find a Twinkie in those fucking countries
Mhm.
at all. Here's something shocking that many people don't realize. Number 4, Pillsbury biscuits are banned
What?
in many countries.
Oh, that's not
Yes,
on my list.
yes, it's important
Pillsbury
because
biscuits?
yes, Pillsbury biscuits, they use partially
Oh,
hydrogenated soybean oil.
okay.
And partially hydrogenated soybean oil is a trans fat that's linked to heart disease. And so because of that, uh, they're banned in many European countries, except for good old US of A. We don't ban things that kill us, that cause heart disease.
Right.
We just put it in more things like coffee creamers, margarine, microwave
Yeah.
popcorn, potato chips,
Oh,
and
microwave
any sort of packaged
popcorn.
snacks. They all contain partially hydrogenated
Oh,
soybean oil.
wheat thins. Yeah.
Yep.
And I told my daughter the other week when I saw that, I'm like, I'm not buying you want wheat thins, buy the organic version.
You got to. Number 5, bread with potassium bromate in it. So
Okay.
potassium bromate is in bread dough. It helps keeps the structural integrity. It makes it, rise quicker basically, and it cuts down baking time. Makes it quicker to process bread, which is all the US cares about, is being able to make food on a quicker basis.
Mhm.
And this wonderful ingredient that makes it so, you know, wonderful to process and pump out to the people causes cancer, impairment of the nervous system, and damage to the kidneys.
Oh my gosh.
Potassium bromate is banned in countries like the UK, Canada, and Peru.
And
But
that's on California's list as well.
and not only in bread, but you can find it, of course, in bagel chips, rolls, and even your
So
breadcrumbs that you sprinkle in food.
basically, okay, so it's found in all breads? I guess
Yeah.
you could eat sprouted. What about
Yeah,
sprouted
you can
bread?
buy completely natural bread that doesn't
Yeah.
have anything in it. But yeah, if it's probably if
And
it's
if
on the shelf in your local grocery store,
then
it has potassium bromate in it. You gotta, go to your more high-end grocery stores that have natural things, completely natural ingredients. You can find bread without it in it. But your
yeah, or
most
else you're
run-of-the-mill
gonna
bread,
make bun bun anything. I mean,
and the Hawaiian sweet rolls, all that
yeah.
beautiful shit, yeah, full of it. Number 6 on the list of 8 foods in general, and we banned this in our house a long time ago. It's been hard to ban this one, but we are diligent about not buying anything that has high fructose corn syrup in it.
Mhm.
It's a
That's
blend of,
easy.
yeah, because now they offer many foods offer a non-high fructose corn syrup
Mhm.
version of it. You just got to pay a little extra for it, but it's
Right.
worth it because these things are found in everything from cereals to ice cream. Um, it's everywhere, and it's
Mhm.
associated with all kinds of health concerns, from obesity to type 2 diabetes to ADD, ADHD. All these things can be linked back to high fructose corn syrup. So uh, that's not allowed in many countries, but we still fuck with it here in the US. Number 7, American pork.
That's not
American
even on my
pork,
list. Wow.
US pork, is
What?
banned in other countries.
Well,
They don't want our
why would you
pork.
want meat from other countries anyway, though? I don't
They don't
understand that.
want our pork or whatever. I mean, some people like to get high end beef from other countries, and whatever the case. But anyway,
Oh, right, like if
so
it's Wagyu or
yeah,
something.
exactly. So
Which most
US,
but what most restaurants are saying it's Wagyu, it's
it's
not.
really not.
Because my neighbor's a chef, and he's like, "Wagyu is so expensive that there's, like, no way. They're passing off m meat from Idaho or something as Wagyu." But anyway, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I digress.
So they're basically U.S. pork because U.S. is such a corporate nation. We pump it full of growth hormones. The growth
Oh,
hormones, in particular, is ractapamine. Ractapamine is
okay.
often employed in pig farming, and that ingredient is banned in many, many, many countries all over the world. But it is a growth hormone that has a link to heart disease and high cholesterol, and also increasing your heart rate. U.S. is one of few countries in the world that still permits this use of hormone for their agricultural purposes. It is like
Jeez.
something that everyone is like, this is just not fucking good for you, but we still pump our pigs full of it. And it's kind of a shame in North Carolina because we are one of the biggest pork manufacturers,
North
producers in the
Carolina
U.S.
is?
Hmm. And like the pig farms here in North Carolina are prevalent and huge. In fact, we were just driving yesterday, and pig truck came up next to us. I'm not sure if you guys see this in other states, but here in North Carolina, you see it all the time. They're like big ass 18 wheelers, but they are basically filled with holes so the animals can breathe in it, and they're filled with pigs. Just like pigs are just
Oh,
stuffed inside of them.
man.
And my son was like, "Dad, why are those pigs so big?" And I looked over as I'm driving, and I'm like, "Yo, these pigs are fucking huge. Like they are gigantic, just big ass
Oh.
pigs. It is crazy." Yeah, and so they're stuffed inside there. So U.S. pork is banned in other countries because we still use this growth hormone in our pigs that are not allowed in any other country. And U.S. also has a practice of not just with pigs but with chicken, um, chlorinated chicken. Now you know what the fuck is chlorinated
What?
chicken? Yes. So in the U.S., there's a
It's
practice of
exhausting.
washing chicken in chlorine, which is done to kind of mitigate the potential spread of foodborne illnesses like salmonella.
Mhm.
Um, it's not just used to wash chicken either. Chlorine can also be found in produce, like our vegetables, our meats, and other baked goods. Um, Food safety organizations have banned this use in the UK and the EU as a whole in concerns in association with unhygienic farming methods. Yeah, so when black folks say you got to wash your chicken, it's
Mhm.
because of shit like this. Old folks don't know why they was telling us to do this shit, but they just know you were supposed to do it.
Well, even if
You know,
it no, even if this goes back to when you went out back and you cut a chicken's
yeah,
head off and you plucked it, you washed it
you washed it. Wash
before
your
you
chicken.
cooked it. I
Wash
mean,
your chicken,
you knew what process you were doing to it, and who
and you
knows what
still wash
happened,
the
and
chicken.
you washed it.
Now
So
we got all.
yeah, so my husband, when I wash things off, he's always like, "What do you have to like if he's making paella and I wash the mussels, the heat will kill it. It's not
Yeah,
that
no.
hot. No, it won't."
Listen, what the heat does is it kind of cooks those horrible ingredients into the food, right? Like
Mhm.
you're not. Our stoves aren't incinerators. Like they're
Right,
not. They're not somehow frying off all the bad shit.
right. He's just
Like, and so even if you're making a sauce and you put unwashed meat and chicken in the sauce,
you're
all the
contaminating.
shit
Yeah.
that's in this chicken when it pours opened up is going into the sauce.
Yes.
You're not somehow cooking it off and it's going away in some magical fashion. It's going into the sauce. So you're still
Mhm.
drinking and eating all these chlorine that's in your
Now you
vegetables
know what
and
I
your meat.
don't wash off though, or like, and I made chicken Italian sausage yesterday to go in a pasta dish. I didn't wash that off. I just thinking about that.
You didn't wash the chicken off yesterday?
No, it's not the chicken, it's the sausage, it's in the casing.
Oh.
I
Like
didn't wash
did you take the casing off or did you keep the casing on the sausage?
well, I tried to take the casing off. Like, I cut it and tried to get the contents out, but there was
Mm.
still some casing, so, hmm,
Hmm.
the thought didn't occur to me to wash it. I guess because it was a sausage, but I probably should have. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So
Alright, what number are you on?
that was it. That was top 8.
You forgot Gatorade.
No, that's not on my list of foods
Gatorade is a
banned.
common sports drink in the US, but Europe and Japan have banned it. In 2012, the European Union banned one ingredient that was once found in Gatorade called brominated vegetable oil,
Yeah, that's what. Yep.
also known as BVO. So Gatorade tweaked the recipe to exclude it, but Gatorade is still banned in some parts of Europe due to the drink company's use of artificial dyes. So they don't have the BVO anymore, but they still use artificial dyes.
Vegetable oils in general is shitty for you. That's what they like. Vegetable oil, canola oil. If you can get it and put your hands on olive oil, it's the best oil to use.
That's what I
All
use.
these,
Oh, when
yeah,
I fry chicken, which is bad for you anyway, I do use a canola or vegetable oil because I'm frying chicken. You can't fry chicken in olive oil.
I mean, you
F
can. It'll be expensive as
be
fuck.
and it would be gross, wouldn't it?
I mean, it'll taste different. It'll have a little
Yeah.
olive flavor to it, but I'd rather,
Mm.
have a little olive tang to my chicken
I
than
I fry chicken once every couple of years, so, um, farm raised salmon as well. It
shit.
contains, a
Hold on.
compound called asta astaxanthin,
Hmm.
which is used to create the bright pink color that
So
gives
they have
salmon its signature color.
farm raised salmon on the list, but not farm raised tilapia.
I don't eat tilapia anyway.
Tilapia is like the shittiest fish
Yeah, I don't eat tilapia, so
ever.
but
Like it is.
sockeye salmon is red, and it's where's sockeye? I mean, sockeye salmon is expensive, and it's red naturally. I mean, you know what
Hmm.
I mean? The color
Yeah.
comes from nature. It's very red. It's very thin, and it tastes different. And it's funny because when Errol tried it, she preferred, and I don't buy farm raised
Yeah.
salmon, but she preferred the thicker, fattier salmon because sockeye is very
She
lean.
preferred the GMO version.
Well, still get I don't get yeah, I get it from I try to get it from the farmers market. So um I don't get the farm raised one, but she likes the fattier one.
Hmm.
The sockeye is it's lean. Yeah. So anyway, is there anything on my Ritz crackers were on my, but you said anything like crackers or
Hmm.
frosted flakes were on here. There was another list that had what are those things? Honey bunches of oats, but a lot of cereals have that in it. Maraschino cherries was on my list too, that are foods banned in
Cowie.
other countries. No, not in other countries
Oh,
because
another
the
country.
dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the dye in it. Mountain Dew, obviously. It has BVO.
So I just looked it up. Seems like Ghana is one of the first countries. They did this in 2014 that has banned tilapia.
Oh yeah, it's just bottom feeder fish. I mean, it's just
Yeah, I mean they eat the shit from the chickens in most of these farms. They have chickens, and then chickens shit on the ground or these little, meshed cages
right.
floors, and then the tilapia eats the shit from those chickens.
Lord have mercy. Why?
Well, I mean, it's because we live in a
I
corporate
can't.
society.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When farming became big business, when it
Hmm.
was people who went from feeding their families to feeding other people's families,
Hmm.
because you wouldn't feed your family this nonsense,
No, no, not at all.
but you feed somebody else's family. Because please believe the people who are making this bullshit food, they'll probably don't allow it in their homes. The same way you see people who are actors and they're like, oh no, I don't watch TV.
Exactly.
Like,
Or you
oh,
saw people who are in tech who say their kids don't use devices.
right, they don't have phones. Like, really, you make it for my kid, but not yours. Yeah. Um, so this brings us to this next story that well, it wasn't that it was going to be the story before, which I was mentioning about, scientists saying that we could live to be 120 years old. I said to my husband before I read the article, how? With all the shit we eat, even when
Hmm.
you make a concerted effort like we do to buy, organic, whole foods,
Hmm.
um, stuff still creeps in. And he said it's all through stem cells. So hold on. Dr. Ernst von Swartz, I think he's a doctor, he's a scientist at Cedars Sinai. Bear with me. Let me find this real quick.
That's no problem. So while you're looking that up, so the young man who helped make farming what it is, his name was Earl Butts. In the
Earl Butz.
1970s, Earl Butts helped push a government policy to turn farming into industrial complex. His theme, he told farmers, get big or get out, in order to increase farming to be a commodity crops.
Jeez.
So yeah, Earl Butts was the guy.
Thanks, Earl.
Appreciate you,
Um,
Earl.
thanks. Yeah. Middle finger up. Um, all right, so he's a triple board certified can't even I can read, I'll tell you. Internist, cardiologist, and heart transplant cardiologist. And let's see. So I guess his thought process is they'll do it through cells. Let's see. Yes, at Cedar Sinai. He's behind the idea that a healthy 120 years can be in our allotted span. That's crazy. So, human stem cells are the next frontier of medicine. The doctor says that the potential to make life expectancy of 120 healthy years normal, and it'll start this decade. So,
But
in the last few years, they've shifted from what they call reactive medicine to what they now call regenerative medicine.
regenerative
Geez,
medicine.
said that 3 times fast. Using mainly stem cell therapies. So they're cleaning the cells, I guess. It says even though stem cells aren't FDA approved, the future of medicine will there's a future of medicine will be able to repair damage, and by repairing damage, we can prolong life. So they'll be able to um, repair damaged cells, and
I
people
mean,
will live longer.
stem cells has always been a thing. I think now it's just become it's like marijuana. Like
Well,
for years, many people have been talking about going to other countries to get stem cell injections
right,
into their
because
back, knees.
right, and here they a lot of Republicans are against stem cells being used because it's human life. Like when it came first, chicken and egg. So will any people who are Republicans want to live to be 120 years old? Like,
I
would
mean,
they
that's
be
what they
on board
say.
for that?
I don't think that was the reason. I think it was because they couldn't quite control it on a corporate basis yet. They couldn't quite control it, regulate it on a governmental level. So it's like anything else with the government. If you can't control it, you ban it until you can't control it. Then you let everybody have it or whatever. Like whole prohibition thing. Alcohol was
Okay.
bad for you until the government could get a piece of the tax. Then alcohol was okay to have. Marijuana, same thing. And now stem cells. You know what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency, another thing. Whatever government didn't want you to have it until they can control it. And now stem cells, which is great. Stem cells literally have been helping athletes for years. Many of your
Mhm.
favorite athletes have went to other countries in the off season
Yeah.
and gotten stem cell injections, and that's helped them recover, be stronger, be faster. It is literally the stem cells are the essence of life in
They're the
gene.
Kanye of
Yeah. That's
bigger,
funny.
faster, stronger. Um, so Dr. Von Schwartz has a book called Secrets of Immortality. And the previous book is A Secret World of Stem Cell Therapy. So he mentioned some of his clients. He's on the stem cell therapy, but he has some clients who are on the therapy as well. Let's see, Frank Stallone, Sylvester Stallone's brother,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Fahey, don't know who he is. Lisa Gastineau, have no idea. Josie Davis, don't know. Drea De Matea, she was on Sopranos. Christopher's girlfriend. What was her name? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't remember, but she made an appearance on another show I was watching. I was
And
watching I was binging some other show.
Fabio's taking the stem cell therapy too. What's her name? Christopher. I can hear her say, what's her name?
I don't
What was her
remember her
name on the
name.
show? So he says we inject stem cells into their face and they glow. He says the process repairs superficial skin damage and regenerates collagen in their face. After a few days, they look 5 to 10 years younger. He's oh
It was
okay.
Adriana. Adriana.
Adrian, yo Adrian, but that's Adrian is
That's
Rocky. Yeah,
Stallone, yeah. Adriana.
man, look
Yes.
at him. Fabio looks young. He's 64. There's a picture of Fabio.
I mean, but black folk been looking like that without stem cells for generations.
Yeah, they have a picture of a lady. She lived to be in 1997. She was 122 years old. She looks it. Excuse me.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's two types of stem cells, embryonic stem cells and then adult stem cells. So the embryonic stem cells are used in research today. That's from unused embryos. I think that's the one where
Right.
everyone's like,
This
"What
is
the fuck are you
that's
doing?" Like
I'm sure
that's
that's what they're using here.
yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be it would be out in the open.
And then there's the adult stem cells, which are they come from fully developed tissues such as the brain, skin, bone marrow. And there are only a small number of those
Nobody
ones.
wants that.
Yeah, those are the used ones, right? So
Nobody
the
wants
embryonic stem cells, those are the good shit.
that's
That's
the
the
good
ones
stuff.
that you can put it anywhere in your body and it'll mimic those cells that it's trying to replicate or replace wherever it's injected into or whatever. So that's why there's all the little fuss about
Right.
where are you getting these stem cells from?
Yep. Yep. Discarded embryos
That's all. You know,
or collected from
You don't know?
Oh, Suzanne Summers died.
Yo, shout out to Susan Summers. I didn't really
Christy.
know. I didn't really appreciate the MILF until I watched Step by Step. And watching Step by Step on TGIF, I was like,
You didn't
oh,
watch Three's Company? Or you too old for you're too young?
well, I wasn't.
You're too
She wasn't
young.
a MILF in Three's Company. She was just
Oh,
a
'cause
young.
she
Yeah,
was
she was
always
just.
so cute.
Yeah, she
She
was
was
just
so
young
cute.
and bouncy in Three's
Yeah.
Company. In Step by Step, she was the stepmom. It was like, oh,
I didn't watch that's,
ah,
Bobby from, Dallas was on that, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was
I don't think I really
the
watched
husband.
that. I mean, I've
Yeah, it
probably
was
seen an
like the
episode or
modern
2.
day version of the Brady Bunch, I guess, is what they were trying to go
Okay.
for with Step by Step or whatever. But yeah, Susan Summers. She made many a boy and man in the 70s and 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, um, yeah, she was 77, she had breast cancer, and she lived a clean life. I mean, she was
Nobody thinks
yeah.
she lived a clean life.
While she was always preached it, because at the first time she got breast cancer, but it came back, so
It's like folks who preach, gym workouts, but then they go get surgeries done or whatever. There's this one couple that,
or take Ozempic.
oh, what's Ozempic?
It's a diabetes medication. There's a lot of them. It's been it and side effect
And
is
it's,
weight loss.
that's kind of like what people do with Adderall.
Is Adderall for weight loss?
No, Adderall is for attention deficit disorder for adults.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
supposed to,
but do they
but
use it
yeah,
off label for what?
weight loss. It kills you. You have no hunger. You have no concept of eating when you take Adderall.
So you have to make yourself eat.
Yeah, when I took Adderall for a few years,
Oh, well, would a doctor prescribe that off label for
no,
eating? Right. Ozempic and other drugs like it are being prescribed off label for
but
weight loss.
many people are going into their
Oh,
doctor's
no, no,
office
no.
or the
They're
therapist
not
in.
lying. They're not lying. These people are saying, "I want to lose weight."
Oh, okay,
Maybe
yeah,
they're like maybe they're like 15, 20 pounds overweight,
uh huh,
and they're legitimately putting them on it.
okay, yeah. It's just the opposite with Adderall. People are just making up their ADD symptoms to get
Oh,
on
no.
Adderall
There's
to
not
be able to
yeah.
lose the weight. But
Being chubby is a symptom for
yeah. My doctor was like, before he prescribed to me, he was like, the only thing I tell all my patients is you have to eat before you take it. Before you take it in the mornings, make sure you eat first. I'm like, all
otherwise
right,
you'll
cool.
just forget
Yeah, you won't eat. You
and you drop dead.
you lose weight, you look great, you get full
You're
of energy, you're happy,
skinny in
you're
your
skinny,
coffin.
happy, and focused.
Oh,
No, I mean that should be Adderall's pitch.
skinny, happy, and
Skinny,
focused.
happy, and focused. Try Adderall.
Yeah, that would not be good because if you have it, I would say that if you are in need of Adderall, you're probably hyper, right?
It's just I think for myself when I was on Adderall, it was because I had just multiple contracts. And I already had ADD from when I was a kid. And so when you're juggling like
So
four
do you have the
contracts,
AD or do you have the HD? Are you
I don't
do you have an attention
I don't no
deficit?
no. Like so I don't think that there's a such thing as the HD because
There
when
is.
I was younger there was no HD. It was just ADD. And
Right,
all these symptoms fell under ADD.
but
These
then
were all but
they
then
changed that in
they
the late '80s.
yes, and then they added the HD, and
Right,
then they took some of the symptoms that was just all grouped under ADD and
right,
moved it under the ADHD.
right.
So in my mind, it's all the same thing. It's just like
Oh, because
why you
no,
separating it out? You know what I'm
one of
saying?
my
There's no need
kids
to
has
separate
the
it.
HD, doesn't have the attention deficit, but has the hyperactivity.
But isn't that the same thing? If I can't stop moving around, then I can't focus.
He can but he can, but it's never presented an issue in school. Like he was diagnosed now, and he's almost done.
See, my issue always presented itself in school, but it was always after I didn't have anything to do, which was always interesting. So I finished all my work,
And
and then
then
I'd
you're
just be
like,
fidgety, and then I'd
right.
be talking, then I'd be moving around. I couldn't sit
Oh,
still.
you know what?
And then
I think that my eldest could probably have it because I remember in 4th grade, he had never got in trouble in school at all. But in 4th grade, I guess whenever he was bored, he'd get up and act like he was sharpening his pencil, talk to his friend Sam. Hey, Sam.
mhm, that's
And so
all.
the teacher's like, he can't sit down. And then she would say, by show of a hand, who wants to go out on the playground? And they had just got iPads that year. And all the girls wanted to be on the iPads. All the boys wanted to go outside. So she would cancel by show of hand, she'd
Recess.
cancel recess. And I was like,
Ew.
you got a bunch of boys in here, not kids need to move around,
Kids need to
period.
move
I don't know with
around
boy or girl, but you're doing it because your fat ass doesn't want to go outside. Like we
pretty
weren't
much.
done with her.
Shout out to that fat fuck, your teacher.
What's her? I can't remember her name. That
Don't say her name.
I don't remember it. If I remembered,
It's
I
funny.
would.
You are so insignificant that we don't
Yeah,
remember
I
your name.
forgot. Don't you love that when you can't
That's
remember the
great.
names of people who fucked you over or your
That's how
kids?
that's how little they actually
Yeah,
mean
I don't
and
even
whatnot.
remember your name. I'd have to ask somebody.
No,
So
but there
anyway.
was a while there when, like, I would get my prescription and I'd go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy would be like, "Yeah, we're waiting on a restock of Adderall because
Oh,
we're all
because they're
out."
out of it.
And I'd be like, "Well, why are you all out?" And this was right during COVID, and the pharmacist was like, "Well, many people are now taking it for off-label usage, like weight loss, and so therefore the spike in Adderall has gone up almost like 200-300%,
Mhm.
and it's just not around. It's like all that off-label usage or whatever." So, yeah.
Well, the same thing was happening with Ozempic and some of the other, diabetes drugs. People who were diabetics who
Hmm.
needed it couldn't get it because you have some people like, I don't know, I don't wanna say Oprah, but she's looking
Yeah,
awfully thin,
you have a lot of housewives,
and
a lot of people who want to be like, oh,
yeah,
men, a lot of gym dudes. I know dudes, I know for a fact dudes were taking Adderall before they went to gym and work out in the morning because Adderall gave you such a rush. It gave
it
you
gives you a
such
rush.
energy. Yeah, it gives you all this energy. Adderall is like a super hit of dopamine. So you have all this energy, all this happiness inside you, and you're not eating. So gym bros were taking Adderall like
Oh.
crazy to get that get that gym life or whatever.
Mhm.
So yeah, everyone who wanted to be very uh I guess selfish
Mhm.
and very much focused on themselves and had a twinge of narcissism
Mhm.
was taking Adderall to achieve the look that they wanted, not necessarily because they actually had a medical condition that required the use of Adderall.
Okay, I'm looking up the top diabetes drugs are used, for weight loss, like weight loss. I
That's
never I mean, the only thing I know about Adderall is, I watch what's what is her name? It's Nora from Queens.
mm-hmm.
What's the girl's name? The comedian?
Got me.
Um, and she took it, and she was hella efficient at work. She did all this work. She, like, stayed there all night and got all this stuff done.
Right, the first
Um
time I took Adderall, my bro put me onto it. We went up to Virginia. I partied with him for his bike club.
Mhm.
And the next morning, it was like, we partied till like 3. I had to get up at 4 to be able to drive back to North Carolina to uh, get to work on time. And he was like,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. He was like, don't worry about it, man. I got you. Man gave me a 50. He gave me a 50 milligram Adderall.
And we are not condoning this
We are not
behavior,
condoning this
nor
because this was
asking you
wrong.
to subscribe to it. Yes.
And so I'm hours sleep, waking up, took this 50. I'm like, bro, I don't know how this little pill gonna get me. Shit. 30 minutes in that car drive, I felt like I had slept for fucking 13 hours,
Really,
bro.
that cannot be good. Do you ever
Wide
crash? Do you ever
open.
crash?
Oh yeah, the Adderall crash is crazy because it's emotional. Because you're so high on dopamine. Like you are so high on dopamine that you
Mhm.
crash off the dopamine. And my hand guy, my psychologist was like, he has never recommended teenager take it because teenagers on Adderall have an increased potential for suicide because they can't handle the emotional flux that coming off of the Adderall
Wow.
because there's
Wow.
such a hard emotional drop
Yeah.
from what you're on or whatever. But no, I felt wide open. Man,
So
I
it's the
was at work.
Adderall's for adults, and what do the kids take that have it?
Ritalin.
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 Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Aquafina, that's her name. Nora from Queens,
Wow.
Aquafina.
Wow.
The 3 top diabetes products that are used for weight loss are Mounjaro, Ozempic, and Trulicity.
Mm.
So, I saw what's that pretty she's so pretty. She's a director. She did, Selma. What's her name? She has the braids or the locks. Um,
Ava
Ava DuVernay.
DuVernay.
I
Hmm.
saw a picture of her a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Who is that?" I thought it was a queen. I literally thought it was a queen of somebody's country. I was like, "Oh, that's Ava." She's super slim.
Oh yeah, I see her.
So,
God, yeah, she
but
looks.
I looked for some other pictures. She's been that way all year. I just didn't notice, so I'm like, I'm not gonna blame, some weight,
Ooh, Ava
she
Batty
looks
now.
beautiful, doesn't
Goodness
she? I mean, she was
gracious.
already beautiful, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a different level. She got
Yeah.
her girls are standing up now. Never
Yeah,
even noticed she had
you wouldn't know
top.
because
She
yeah.
didn't know she was top heavy like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Shouts
she's
to
too.
Ava.
Yeah, and her
Goodness
head looks
gracious.
so small, and her neck is like
But you know what? Hers looks like she's supposed to be small though. You ever seen people who lose weight and their head looks like a bobblehead? Like it
yes.
looks like they're struggling to keep
Or
that
people
shit
who have, like,
together.
little like, I remember I had a friend, her cousin was heavy set, but she had the skinniest wrist. I'm like, "She's supposed to be."
Yeah,
Because when
you're
people
supposed
say
to be small.
because when people say big boned, I'm like, "Show me a fat skeleton."
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know what
no
that
fat
means,
skeletons.
like,
Not
big
at all.
bone. But
You
I
just
guess
eating
you
too
could if you go
much.
around somebody's wrist, if it's wide, then obviously, I guess
I
that's
think
big
I
bone.
think this goes back to like natural selection and some people being having more muscular who are more designated to be muscular because out of my children, I have 4 kids. My 3 boys, 2 of my boys are slim. They're like lean
Mhm,
and very just lean muscle. They're all
mhm,
athletic. My third son, my youngest boy, is not lean muscle. He's like thick muscle. And I
mhm,
would 1000%, if he wasn't playing sports, he could probably be fat, like overweight and fat
mhm,
because of just how his body is built. But
mhm,
because he plays sports, this fucker is so strong. He's like grown man strong. He like curls 75 pounds. He's
mhm.
out there on the basketball court. His arms, you can see he's ripped, right? And it's because he's dispositioned to have greater muscle mass on his body. And I think that a lot of people you can look at the Williams sisters.
That's
Look at Serena's.
Ariel. My daughter's like that. My
Oh
boys
yeah, I saw her pictures on. I was like, dude, is she doing CrossFit?
my
Like she
daughter's
look
like she's built like
Ariel,
my husband. Yeah.
Ariel is ripped, bro. Like she looks
Legs,
strong
broad
as shit.
shoulders,
Yep.
big thigh,
You
muscular
can yeah,
thighs,
you can tell in the
muscular
picture because it was
calves.
just like she had on a
Yeah,
long
she
dress,
looks
but her arms and her shoulders look like she lift
yes.
weights every day. It
Mhm.
was like, oh, she really be hitting the YMCA. Okay. She's serious
Sh
about lifting
Yeah.
weights.
She hasn't worked out since her friend moved away, but
Really?
all summer. She didn't work out all
What?
summer. Mm-mm.
So that's just how she yeah, so
Yeah,
people are built like that,
she's
man.
16, yeah. But when I was 16, I was just skinny. I was
Yeah.
not muscular. I was just skinny.
So she gets the muscular disposition from her
Well,
dad.
she when she was born, when I saw her legs, a baby, I was like, "She's got Jason's legs
She's a
and
track
calf.
star.
She's
Yeah.
got his calves and thighs."
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are dispositioned to have muscle mass, and that can get translated into being fat. You can look at
Mhm,
this like the Williams sisters I was saying.
mhm.
Serena is an example of that. Like look at Venus, she's lean, but look
Yeah.
at Serena, she's muscular. But
She's
then look at the
yeah.
other sisters are heavy
Mhm.
set. And I would bet money that if the other sisters had the same workout regimen that
They'd be
Serena
like
had,
Serena.
that
Mhm,
they would look like Serena as opposed to being overweight or whatever.
mhm.
So you're not big boned, you just have, you know, your
And
predisposition to have a
did you
bit of
hear
muscle mass.
what Serena said? Like, she's not used to working out just
For no
for
reason. Yeah,
shits
she
and
was like,
giggles.
"How do y'all do this?" Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, I just work out, work out,
You
no
just do
purpose."
this, like, for training for a championship? Like,
Yo, her posts lately have been funny. Did you see the post she said about having 2 kids?
no.
Yeah, so she put up a post a couple days ago, just basically saying like, "Yo, my hats off to you because
And
having
she
two
has help, I'm
kids,
sure.
yeah, having 2 kids is not the same as just having 1 kid. It is definitely a little bit more intense and it
Yeah,
requires
and she's
more
a
of you.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Serena's really getting thrown made in regular life right now. She's like, yo,
As regular as it can be when you're
as
married to a
regular as it can be.
billionaire.
And he's not a billionaire. She's worth more money than he is.
Is she?
No, yeah,
Whatever. Okay. I thought
yeah.
that Reddit
She's the
was
breadwinner in the house. She's the
she's a friend.
breadwinner.
Okay, well,
Kind of like Tom
mhm.
Brady and Giselle, where like
Giselle was the breadwinner?
oh yeah, Giselle's worth
Yeah.
like $500 million.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah,
Brady
yeah,
ain't
I know.
nowhere
Yeah,
what Giselle was worth. Yeah,
yeah.
Giselle was the breadwinner. Tom Brady was the stay at home dad, quote unquote.
They use his
In
money,
the
what,
relationship,
for vacation?
they use their money to pay the light
Was it
bill.
yeah.
Like
Like Tyler says, "Hey, just let him pay the light bill.
exactly,
Take
like
you to dinner every once in a while."
his money was when they went fast food or when they went out to dinner. He could pay for dinner to feel like the man
And
or
what's
whatever.
funny is that, like, he's building this house across like, they're built like, these houses across from each other,
Yep.
and and was in Miami, like,
Remember
when
when
he
everybody thought Kanye was crazy when he did that? When they got divorced and he bought the house right across the street from Kim, and everyone was like,
it's
"Oh,
it
he's a
makes it
psycho, he's a
easy.
stalker."
That's not crazy. It makes it easy.
But Tom Brady's doing it. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's smart. That's good. That's good."
Oh, I see. But it's at least it is across the waterway. People were talking stuff. They're like, "How are your kids gonna go across the
The
waterway?"
boat, like they're
Yeah.
rich. They have a boat. They take their
So he
boat
was like, "I want
across
to
the
make it."
way.
He was like, "Okay, I won't be stalker-ish, like right next door, but
Yeah,
across the waterway." Like, "Hey,
I
Dad."
can sit on my
So
dock and use my binoculars to look at your house as opposed to
I I
outside my front door.
know. Do you think either one of them does that? She
Let
definitely
me ask
does
you a
it.
question. If you were worth hundreds of millions of dollars and Jason was across the water with your young children, would you not look over once in a while, see what's going on over at the house?
If I was worth hundreds of millions, what does the money have to do with it?
Because now you guys can afford to have the house across the water from each other,
No, I
right? So
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
you would
I wouldn't
never
have an
sit on the
option.
dock and look over.
No.
Really? Shit,
No,
I
for
would.
what?
I would. Let Christian lead
See what
me.
they're doing?
Yeah. I want to see who's at the house. I want to see who you got at the
Oh, I
house.
don't care who's at the house.
Yeah, I do because my kid's
You
over
don't
there.
care. You don't care.
I do.
Last week, ignorance was bliss.
Exactly. But I
It.
know I'm not ignorant no more. I know you got somebody now. Now I want to see who the
Oh,
nigga is. I know. Oh, we
God.
got into this argument last night in bed. Literally. We were arguing about.
All right, we're gonna. Nope. They have to listen. They got to pay for that.
Oh, that's fun.
All right,
Okay.
let's.
We'll
If you
put
want
that
to
in
hear about
our
Shane and his wife's argument, then
at 1
yeah.
o'clock in the morning. Slide over to our
At
Patreon
1 in
page.
the
1
morning.
in the morning.
Oh my
I'm in
god.
my feelings, bro. I'm in my feelings at 1 o'clock
Okay,
in the morning.
and that. So, guys, we were supposed to talk about the Center for Effective Lawmaking. It's a joint venture between University of Virginia and Vanderbilt, and they rank the top um, successful lawmakers in the 117th Congress. So, I was going to do the top 10 in the House and top 10 in the Senate, but we'll table that until next week.
Next week.
Tell them where they can find us.
Man, you can find us all over these streets. You can find us on Twitter. And we're not even gonna call it X no more because until Eli
I
changes
know.
to
Right, it's Twitter.
www.x.com, it's
Damn it.
Twitter. So find us on the Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. Shout out to our YouTube numbers going up. All our new subscribers on YouTube,
Thanks,
folks following
everybody.
us. Shout out to y'all. No, I mean, thank you so much. Keep clicking subscribe. Keep mashing that button. Follow us on Instagram. We on there. We post. We try to post daily on our IG. Follow us
And TikTok.
on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on
Oh,
our
what's another thing?
Patreon.
Threads. We're on there
Oh
too.
yeah, IG threads most
Yeah.
definitely, and then our Patreon page. You can go follow us on Patreon. Here are more uncensored, personal conversations about work-life balance and what that really means and how that shows up in your marriage. On the Patreon page for $5 a month, you'll spend
It's
more
$5.
on snacks today
Don't
than you
buy Skittles
can
or Wheat Thins, though. Buy some healthy.
buy
Buy
something
something
healthy.
healthy. Buy
Buy
something
something else.
healthy.
God damn it, the Skittles.
I
I
didn't like Skittles anyway. They say M&Ms, I will be hurt. But I knew they got rid of
M&M's
they had
got
got rid
yellow.
they got
M&M's
rid
do
of
have
but they
yellow
got
dye
rid of the
5
but they got rid of one of the cancer
colors.
causing colors. I thought it was a red or something.
Oh
They
shit!
changed the
Hold
dye
on.
years ago, I thought.
I haven't seen a red M&M in a minute. You might be right. When I never even noticed that the red
I
M&M
don't
was
yeah,
gone.
I know there was another color they
He's
got
still in
rid
the
of.
commercial though, isn't he? Still in the commercial?
I'm
Isn't the
not
red
saying
M&M
I'm
in the
saying I
commercial?
thought they got rid of the dye. They got rid of they still have red, but they got rid of the cancer causing agent.
Hmm.
Oh, but
That's
here's
okay.
a fun fact. I'm throwing this in there because even though like the red dye was removed from cosmetics in 90
Yeah.
because it was cancer causing agent, the FDA said it was still okay for food.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. The
That's
did you know? This is the did you know portion of things.
that's insane. Like it's a fascist group. That's just yeah. Anyway, so
Oh, that we definitely put that up. That clip is gonna go up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. They're gonna come after us. There
Fuck
was
them.
this fuchsia um blush I used to wear in the 80s. And I remember I went to go get it from this little place downtown Pittsburgh called Di Stefano. And I went to get it once. They're like, nope, they stopped selling it. I'm like, why? They're like, the dye had a cancer causing agent in it. I'm like, oh,
Mm,
so I couldn't get my fuchsia anymore. But yeah,
mm.
still finding it in my food. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks, FDA.
That's the bigger conspiracy theory right there. FDA works with Big Pharma. Big Pharma works with FDA. Works with it's all one big happy ancestral family of keeping Americans sick and hooked on drugs and pills. while eating
because
horrible fatty foods.
right, because what did Chris Rock say? The money's in the medicine.
The money's in medicine. You don't think that they could have cured the common cold by now? How the fuck the common cold ain't
Oh,
cured
right.
by
That's
now?
why Gilead, and I'm saying names even though we're not on the Patreon, is that's why the market never liked them for finding a cure for Hep C. It was
Yeah, there was.
never popular
Why would you do that?
with the
You
stock
know,
market, never popular. Like,
you
you're
think
trying to
all
cure
the
things?
we
Oh,
don't cure
no.
things.
We don't cure
Treatment.
things.
Money's in the treatment, homie.
Yep,
Anyway,
yep.
but that's us for today, people. Appreciate you listening to our tirades and our
I
rants.
know.
You know,
We went off.
hopefully, we're
Thanks,
able to
everybody.
entertain you. Shout out
Yeah,
to all our
hopefully we
fans.
did. We did. We came, we saw, we conquered.
Disney, we still love you. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up, Disney. Hit us up, Disney. Get that sponsorship going. Where we at? We want to do a live broadcast. We
We
want to do a live
promised not to talk
broadcast
about
from Disney.
how, Mickey was in whiteface, so but anyway. Alright.
We'll do our best to bring
I know.
reality and love to Disney.
Yeah. Alright, bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.